Wild finish in Wichita. 1 seed Houston taking on 8 seed Gonzaga for a trip to the Sweet 16. First matchup in NCAA tournament history, with both teams having made 5 straight Sweet 16s. Someone's streak has got to come to an end. Mid-first half, LJ Cryer, jumper good. 4 minutes later, Cryer for 3. Got it! Cougars up by 12. Cryer off to a hot start. 6 minutes left in the first half. Cryer. No. Juwan Roberts, offensive rebound. Back to Cryer. Try again. Cougars go into the break up 8. Cryer, 16 points in the first half. Houston has won 24 straight tourney games when leading at the break. Early second, Manuel Sharp for 3 and 1. Never foul a three-point shooter. Up 11. 3 minutes later, Sharp plus the foul, up 12 after the made free throw. He finished with 12. Mid-second half, Cryer for 3. He's feeling it. Up 10. 8 minutes left. Cryer, another one. Cougars up by 12, led by as many as 14. Cryer ties his career high with 30 points, 6 made threes, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Make your free throws, kids. Under 6 minutes left. Gonzaga down 11. Ryan Nembhard to Graham E.K. Up and in. Zags within 9. Here we go. It's not over yet. 2 minutes left. Down 7. E.K. working. Hook shot. Plus the foul. Down 4 after the made free throw. E.K. finished with a team-high 27 points, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Make your free throws, kids. 30 seconds left. Gonzaga down 3. Pressing Houston, trying to get a steal. They get it. Califf battle. Pilfer goes to the free throw line, makes both free throws, and make it a 1-point game. Houston makes a pair of free throws, so it's a 3-point game. 11 seconds to go. Here we go. Battle has the basketball. Looking for the tie. Nothing. Smothered defensively. Kick it out, kid. Oh, and that's how it's going to end for Gonzaga. Houston, couple of free throws. 81-76 as the Cougars survive and advance a thriller in Wichita, advancing to their 6th straight Sweet 16. For Gonzaga, that snaps a streak of 9 straight Sweet 16s.
LJ, 30 points. I believe that ties a career high for you. This came down to the wire, though. How would you describe the toughness of this team in moments of adversity like this tonight?
We've been in these positions before. I mean, we got to finish the game better at the end of the day, but we're just glad that we got the win, and we're blessed to be continuing this tournament.
Coach, 6 straight Sweet 16 appearances now.
Yeah.
How special is this moment for you and this team?
Yeah, shout out to the program, shout out to the kids that came before this group. Really proud of this team. But you know what? Let's stop and congratulate Mark Few and Gonzaga for what they've accomplished and been such a shining light for basketball programs and basketball coaches for a long, long time. There's nobody I respect more than Mark Few, and there's not a basketball program I respect more than Gonzaga. So we beat a hell of a program tonight, and that makes it even more significant.
Well said, Coach. And on deck, you have Matt Painter and Purdue. What do you anticipate with that matchup?
Hell of a game. Let's go.
Congrats.
Let's go indeed. So it's Houston and Purdue Friday in Indianapolis, a virtual home game for the Boilermakers, about an hour away from their campus in West Lafayette. This is going to be a something's got to give game, right? Houston, number 1 in D1 in defensive efficiency this season. Purdue, number 6 in offensive efficiency, according to Ken Palm. It's Houston and Purdue for a chance in the Elite 8.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, to look at the level of success that this program's had over the years, knowing that the collegiate model has changed with NIL and the transfer portal, just what you could say to sustaining success and the next man up approach year in and year out for Houston, continuing to go deep into this tournament.
Yeah, I think it starts with our staff. You know, our staff has been together, and the way we run our program. I like the fact that we run our program independent of anything else. You know, we make all our decisions in-house, and that's why we're winning. That's important. You know, basketball coaches got to know how to run this program. and he's got to have the leeway to make the decisions, especially if you're winning. And I work at a university that allows me to make my own decisions for this program. But Kellen Quantas, who's just had a press, he'll become the new head coach at University of Louisiana, and he'll kill it, by the way. I'm really proud of him and the opportunity he has. But our staff, what our staff does with our player development, you know, we don't really live in the portal. I believe in it, though. You know, this year we only took one portal kid, and that was Milos. Everybody else returned. Year before that, we took two, LJ and Damian. So we've always believed in recruiting high school kids and developing them, and that's how we've had a great culture. I think two of the great cultures in our country is Gonzaga and Houston, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been to the Sweet 16. What is it? 9 in a row, right? Who does that? I mean, who does that? Please don't take them for granted. They're just awesome. I mean, I have so much respect for them, and this is number 6 for us, and I hope people don't take this for granted either. The staffs and the program, the players at those schools have to be high character kids that care more about winning than statistics. And you asked me about Khalid Battle. We played against him when he was at Temple. And first of all, I admire the young man for choosing to go to Gonzaga, because that tells me winning's important. You know, a lot of guys are in this portal, jump in the portal because they're not getting enough shots, not getting enough touches. They don't care about winning. When Battle chose to go to play for Mark and his staff, it showed some maturity, because it's not easy to go somewhere where you're going to get coached the right way. And he'll benefit from this. Those tears that he was at the end of the game told me how much he cared and how much this mattered to him. It's always a little sad, because we were there last year when we lost to Duke. But proud of our guys, and Gonzaga's not going anywhere. They'll be back.
Anything else for the Cougars? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Best of luck in the Sweet 16.
All right, so Houston onto the Sweet 16 for the 6th year in a row. And look, they had to survive in advance. And a lot of credit there goes to Kelvin Sampson, right? He's given a lot of credit to Gonzaga. He corrected a reporter for saying Gonzaga and Spokane. Just a class act right there to take some time out of his press conference to shine the love on what Gonzaga has accomplished. Houston trying to accomplish something that they've never done before, and that's win a national championship. They've been there. They've been in the big game. They just have never been able to cut down the nets. Perhaps this is their year. 4 more wins, and they'll be cutting down nets in San Antonio if they can get it done. Next matchup against Purdue in Indianapolis. That game was bonkers in the end. A valiant effort by your school, Gonzaga. I mean, they shot 60% in the second half to come back and nearly pull it off.
Well, they made a lot of really good adjustments after struggling in that first half of kind of figuring out how to attack Houston's great defense. Graham Ike got going in the second half. Ryan Nembhard got free, 10 points, 11 assists. So some of the things that gave them success throughout the year happened. Caliph Battle played really well, although he forced that last opportunity where you had enough time to get that ball to the second side and maybe have a more open look. But all in all, you know, tremendous comeback, but it falls too short against a good Houston team who, quite honestly, that was the worst 1-seed matchup for Gonzaga in regards to all the 1 seeds.
Terrible last possession.
Yeah, I think that Battle just had in his mind he was going to let it fly. And I was surprised Houston didn't foul. I always foul. You're up 3, you play the math game, you don't even let somebody shoot it. But they defended it extremely well, and he had to reverse the ball there. You know, actually, Ike was open for a second, and he had banged down some threes in this game. He made his free throws right there. Throw it to him. Throw it to him. You have 3 white shirts, throw it. Like, so really frustrating. Like, obviously, the kid wanted to go out there and make a play. He took 16 shots, battled it. He only made 5 of them. He was sensational in the first round game. But, you know, we saw John Tonje from Wisconsin. He made up his mind that he was taking the shot, too. You know, I always love in a moment like that, Dan, when you throw a pass, it's like, because everyone goes into this robot mode, or like Reggie Jackson and Naked Gun, like, I must get the queen. Like, everyone just starts looking at the basketball. So if you move the ball once or swing it, it opens things up. But, you know, college kids make college decisions. As for Houston, they had a 14-point lead, never trailed, only 7 turnovers. I think their offense is much more improved than it has been in years past, because 4 straight seasons, Kelvin Sampson, 30 wins.
Yep.
This is his best offensive team.
They shot the ball well from beyond the arc in the first half. It was incredible just to see how they were able to absorb Gonzaga, because of all the 1 seeds so far, you saw that Creighton gave Auburn a run there, but they pulled away late. Houston now having to hold on. Does this give you any concerns about a fatal flaw about the Cougars moving forward?
No, quite frankly, because I think Gonzaga as an 8 seed was underseeded. They should have probably been more in that 6, maybe even a 5 range. You know, a lot of that's former player speak.
Oh,
but at the same time,
thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I just had to clarify that for you. but at the same time, you know, Houston's been dominant all year in a really good Big 12. And to make a Final Four, which I think Houston has a legit shot to do, some things have to go your way, but you also are going to have to play through adversity. Tonight, they played through adversity when Gonzaga made a run late in the second half.
Yeah, they made enough plays. Juwan Roberts was awesome. He had 18 points, 8 rebounds, a couple steals. He was doing all little things. Houston took advantage of Gonzaga's turnovers. They only had 11, but the Cougars converted those 11 turnovers to 15 points. I just love seeing 81 for Houston. How many times did we watch them guys win games in the tournament and it was like 59, 54? And even they won some games in the regular season this year. Grind you out, 61 points. Last few games, they've been scoring. Obviously, Gonzaga also wants to play a little bit faster. I thought the Zags finished their season, Dan, and you can comment on this, maybe playing their best basketball?
They did. So on the season, 9 losses for Gonzaga, and it's only a combined 44 points. So they were in every game. Their biggest loss, I believe, on the season is 8 points. 2 of those losses were in overtime. And it came down to early in the season not having a closer.
Yeah.
And then tonight it came down to having a double-digit lead, having to claw back in, and then just not having enough time left on the clock to be able to get it done.
This was the 6th time this season Houston allowed more than 70 points in a game. Ask me what their record was in those previous 5 times.
0-5?
1-4.
Wow.
Now 2-4 in those games. So now they face a team in Purdue who is number 6 in offensive efficiency entering today, according to Ken Pom. Houston, number 1 in defensive efficiency, according to Ken Pom. So it's strength on strength, Dan, when you've got Purdue and you've got Houston going head-to-head for now a spot in the Elite 8.
Well, I think for Houston, the game plan defensively, I would imagine, is going to be fairly similar to what they had with Gonzaga, because 2 great point guards you're preparing for, 2 great point guards in regards to playing out of pick and rolls. Now, Purdue's going to play much slower than Gonzaga does, but I think in regards to preparing for Braden Smith, you're going to prepare in a very similar way as what you did for Ryan Nembhard. Great passer, can make all the plays, whether it's a pocket pass, a swivel pass, skip pass. The thing is Braden Huff scores it at a much better pace and a much better clip than Ryan Nembhard.
Yeah, it's my first thought is I don't think Purdue has a chance. Like, I think this is a bad matchup for them. I think, you know, Purdue has a one big that can score down low, Kaufman-Renn. Besides that, he doesn't, I mean, EK and Huff, that's quite the dynamic duo down low. I don't think Purdue has the same type of firepower down low. Now, I will say this, McNeese State, sorry, just McNeese, they took 6 shots and they made their first 6 against them, and that set a tone, and then they never got close. So if Purdue can come out and bang down shots, get some confidence, but if they miss shots, you know, Houston, this game got competitive in the end, but it really wasn't close in the second. I mean, they were up 14, they were up 11 late in the game. Like, Gonzaga made a run, and then they finished them off. I expect Purdue to be significant underdogs in this game, and I love Houston in this spot.
But the one thing you mentioned about Purdue knocking down their first 6 shots, it's going to be different attacking McNeese because they junk it up defensively. Much different than Houston, where it's you're my responsibility, you're not getting by me. So it'll be a different dynamic because I don't think Purdue, outside of Braden Smith, has guys that can create off the bounce or create something for anybody else after Braden Smith.
No doubt. And these two coaches know each other because Kelvin Sampson, when I was in the Big Ten, he was the head coach of Indiana. When Matt Painter, way back when, was the head coach of Purdue. Not going to say they don't like each other. Not sure if they do, but I'm not going to throw that out there, okay? But they know each other. They respect each other. Braden Smith's going to have his hands full. LJ Cryer. I think this is actually just a bad matchup for Purdue.
Do you think that there will be an advantage for Purdue because this game's going to be played in Indianapolis, right up the road from West Lafayette?
Is that actually true?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell you a lie.
Read the bracket.
That I did not know. That matters.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, because you're big on that. That's a big factor for you.
That does matter.
Just like with Auburn going to Atlanta to play Michigan. That's an hour and a half away from their campus.
I did not know that. I have a hard time following the regions.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? We're going to Wichita. Then we're going to take back the White House. Woo! It's Howard Dean, by the way. I don't think they have a chance in this game. I love the Big Ten. They've had a great showing. Bad matchup. You think they have a chance?
No.
Thank you.
I like Houston.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. No more Switzerland here. We've gotten Dan all for Switzerland. Yes.
No more questions. Appreciate Dan Dickau, Tim Doyle here on CBS Sports HQ. The madness is here. Don't miss a moment of the action on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. Download the March Madness Live app to watch every game, anywhere, anytime, live.